Well, hello. Welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill. I think that's what we're calling it. Anyway, yeah. What's up, Fat Red? How you doing? We got anyone else in here? Let me go to that screen. Pants, pinned comments, snacks, tea. Tea is done. Pants, pajama pants are on. That's about where we're at right now. We're going to be working on some of the stuff we've been doing with this med bay. Probably mostly painting tonight. We've got this whole wall here to paint up, as well as finishing up some of these other little bits. I'm noticing this is kind of a lot more streaky than I thought it was. 2 coats didn't quite get it on this, so we're going to have to do a third on the normal gray. On the lighter gray, which kind of sucks because I already started doing the darker gray, but it is what it is. So let's just, maybe we'll start with that. Your first DM'd my first death race on a stream tonight. I have no idea what that means. At first I was thinking DM'd meant direct message, but I guess you're meaning dungeon mastered or GM'd maybe, game mastered? Which would make more sense. Okay, paintbrush. Hello, paintbrush. Do we want to do this again? Why not? It didn't work very well last time. Streaky, but GMDM, I'm new, cut me some slack. Same difference, yeah. And of course, mess it up on the first. Give me a wild stroke right there. Come here, buddy. Oh yeah, just making it much better. We'll fix that later. Man, now that I'm thinking about it, this is pavement, and I really didn't want it to be pavement. I wanted it to be I should have went and got some paint this week, but I forgot. It's alright. We will work it out. I know Ed is on another stream right now. He said he was going to be a little bit late today. So what kind of game is that? I'm active and had a build a speeder, car, truck, fully custom. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Just like some homebrew, loose rules stuff. Those can be very fun sometimes. Rolling Fortress. Okay, right on. So, what scale? Oh, it's 1/18 scale, I'm sure. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Yeah, it's been streaky. I mean, that's why normally 2 coats with a normal brush would cover, but it didn't because it's, yeah, the bristles are thicker, so it doesn't lay the paint on quite as smoothly. Normally when I use that type of brush, I use it for terrain, so I don't notice it quite so much. I don't usually use it for completely flat pieces like this. But I figured I'd try it. So, not to be, like, I'm pretty sure this is I don't know what the name of this is. I don't think it's a chip brush, though. A chip brush is like the little flat one, the wooden, like, you know what I mean? Like the bristle. This is just a, well, it doesn't have an angle, so it's not an angle brush, but I don't know what you would call this, a 1-inch something. Finer, yeah, of course. What's going on, Thor? How you doing, man? This is the really, really cheapo kind, though, and, you know, I've never thought about it, but when you paint a room or something, if you pay a little bit more and get the, you know, like the $8 or $9 brush, they usually work a lot better with house paints. So, I don't know, maybe it'd be worth it trying to get like and I know they have some brushes that are up in the 20s. That's a little loud. Maybe it'd be worth it to try, yeah, a little bit lower. Maybe it'd be worth it to try something like a little bit more expensive like that. I don't know. Can't hurt to test it out. Yeah, I think we did that before. And that would probably, I mean, it should help, Fat Red. It should help. I don't know if I did that or not. I can't remember. I remember thinking that, but I can't remember if I did it or not. I know I'm already tired of painting this one piece. I feel like I've painted it 3 times. I really hope there isn't a next coat, dude. If there's a next coat, we're gonna have a problem. This, I almost just left it alone. Because, you know, with the floor, when you angle the camera, you're not gonna really see it. You're not gonna notice the broken up paint pattern too much. Plus, I could have just thrown a wash on the floor to make it look dirty. Yeah, you can any way that works, man. You know, shoot. Sometimes I get what you're saying, and that could help. But I do, like when you're painting a room or something, and you use a brush like, you know, like one of these house paint brushes, you can just go over in a straight line twice, and it'll usually cover. But you got to really make sure that the brush is loaded with paint. That's not really something I do when I mean, it's not like I don't put paint on the brush when I'm painting this kind of stuff, but it's different. Like, you really have to make sure it's loaded with paint and just... I don't know. If you ever painted a room along the ceiling or something with a brush, you know what I'm saying. Probably. If I'm making any sense at all. That looks quite a bit better. I think that's going to be okay. Your babbling makes sense. I'm fluent. Awesome. Yeah, my dialect is always randomly evolving. Quietly, Muck. What's going on, Largo? Smacking the like button. Thank you for that, man. Believe me, it's not the only thing in my life that's quietly mocking me behind the scenes. Thank you, Fat Red. Actually, I've been thinking about doing some IG posts again. I don't know how much I'm gonna do, but I figured I might start doing a little something here and there. Cause honestly, when I do the live streams, I'm producing some stuff that I could do with pretty low effort content. I mean, even if I just do a still picture post of what I worked on that week a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, but I might test it out. I actually just installed Instagram on my phone a couple of days ago, which it's been off of there for a while, which has been healthier. I gotta admit. I was never like a very big spend a ton of time on social media person until I started actively doing social media, and then I actually kind of got into the doom scroll of it all, and it's just like, my goodness, man, you just get so used to doing that. It's honestly horrible. And I've been reading a lot more, finishing books, doing... Well, for me, I've been doing like Bible study and stuff, so it's been way better with a more unplugged time. But I don't know. I gotta just kind of walk softly in it and see what works. Right on, Daniel. Right on. Been asked to do a video. Well, those are easy videos when someone gives you the idea like that. Not the best response, but you know, at large. Well, you know, that's one way to go about it. I stopped the drinking a long time ago. I had to because it was a little bit extreme. So, but we all have our different you know, levels of things we can deal with. Our paths are different. It's funny how we learn things at different rates, too. That's just really one of those interesting things where usually, for the most part, there's a lot of things that we kind of mature at a similar level, but some people grow more, some people stop growing. But a lot of people will grow very far in one or two areas and not so far in other areas. I think that's especially true these days. We're very unbalanced. Not that I have lived at any other period in time, but we certainly seem unbalanced. Maybe that's just part of the human condition overall. But I gotta think that a lot of that has to do with just living out of whack with our nature to a degree, you know? We're just everything's too artificial, too too much technology for sure is one thing these days. Technology can be great, but it's also often not that great. Largo, are you buying toys at all anymore over there, or are you just done for now? I haven't. I imagine the whole tariff thing has got to be spooking the government down where you're at. Do I want a border on that? Oh, it's gonna make it annoying, but I think I do. Celestial Bangle Spice Tea. Okay. Can't say I know that one. Right on, Largo. I mean, a lot of the collecting stuff, I'm just from the outside looking in, right? But it almost seems to me like one of those things where it's highly a thing of diminishing returns. You know, where like you get, I don't want to call it a high, but it's almost like a high. You get the same serotonin or dopamine or whatever off of a couple of figures that you can get off of 20 figures. You know, just it's marginally greater, especially if you reduce your habitual intake of plastic crack, you know? It's like one of those things, I think. Because I've seen it with people, like they get that rush, they get excited when they first get the figure, and then it's just kind of on to the next one. Some people spend some time, and that's why I think doing the crafting along with it is really a cool thing, because it expands the hobby. right. Beasties and baddies, cryptoids. Cool, cool. There you go, Largo. Intermittent fasting of toy collecting. Nice. Good way of putting it. Yeah, collecting anything is like that. It kind of reminds me, somewhat unrelated, but it kind of reminds me of when you would play video games back when they, you remember the Game Genie? The games would be awesome and all this stuff. You get that Game Genie and you put the codes in, and then all of a sudden the game is just, it's like toast. It makes it too easy. You just, whatever, you need another video game. And all of a sudden you're 40 or whatever. I don't know if games were maybe like 30 bucks back then, probably. Your purchase is almost like, it's not worth anything. Just on to the next one. $50. Yeah, it sounds about right. You know, that's kind of remarkable when you think about how little the price of video games have actually inflated since the 90s or even the 80s. Yes, they've gone up, and it seems like they've gone up a lot, but not that much when you think about it. If a video game SNES was $49.99 or something like that, and now what are they? Pretty close to that, right? Maybe 60, 70? I don't know. I don't think they're that much. I feel like they're still about 50 bucks. So either the margin back then was just insane, or the development costs were far, far greater for amount of output that you got. I don't know about that. There's a lot of tools now that exist that didn't exist back then. Like now you have game engines that you basically just build everything on. Back then a lot of stuff was just proprietarily made. But you sure have there's a lot of art in video games now. Getting all the assets together and stuff is a huge amount of work. DLC and subscriptions, yeah. Where's Kenzo? Kenzo, what's going on, man? Happy Good Friday. Indeed. Indeed it is. Yeah, I remember when DLC became a thing, and it was cool because you got the game, and then you were like, sweet, they're adding on, you know, more to the world. This is amazing. And then they became completely predatory with it by just leaving the game half finished and you having to pay for what should have been included in the game in the first place. Who knows, though? Maybe in light of our conversation, it was not as predatory as much as a cost-saving measure that allowed the prices to not inflate wildly over the years, but I don't know. I mean, with all that stuff, you just look at the amount of money that's been printed, especially since COVID, but really over the last 10 years, and it's just crazy. You're like, there's no way prices of everything could not have gone nuts. Did you read any of the Real Dead Fish story? Okay. Oh, you were talking about Pneumonia City. Fat Red, I feel like you need a plague doctor for Pneumonia City. Just seems like it would fit. Plague doctors in space. Yes, it's like I don't know, not steampunk. Whatever the appropriate punk is. Fat Red will probably know it. One of those things. Pneumonia punk. Yeah, this is going to be the worst. We'll just come touch up that later. I was thinking about painting this gray because at least if it was gray, the blue, you wouldn't notice it bleeding in around the edges so much. With the white, it's going to just jump out everywhere. I kind of mess up a little, but I'll go back through and touch it up when it's done, and we'll see if we can get it close enough to not be picked up by the camera too much. Pigs in space. Yeah, I do like the Plague Doctor in space. I have a concept drawn up for a Plague Doctor for... Okay, that's cool, man. The phage. The phage. That's making me think of Star Trek Enterprise, when they had that one race that they were like, was it Enterprise or was it Voyager? Man, I can't remember. It might have been Voyager. I'm not sure. One of you guys will probably know, where they're like, their weapon would teleport the organs out of people. So they would shoot them with a phaser and it would teleport their I think it was Voyager, teleport their organs out because their whole race was like dying of the phage. Yeah, it was Voyager, because they captured the half Klingon lieutenant. Mm-hmm. This is one of those things I feel like I'm painting it way too early. This part is done, but there should be something up here, like a structure, and I'm just not going to worry about it, because I don't feel like doing that right now. So we're just going to paint it. And if I want something else there later, we'll just add it on later and not worry about it too much, man. Did you fire up the laser random? I absolutely did not fire up the laser, Fat Red. I surely did not. That's not to say that I won't, but I didn't. I got something, I gotta do some 3D printer work tomorrow. for something local. And I have a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but I have some products from Amazon that I need to do some videos for. Just stuff I bought for around the house that all looked like they might make some okay videos. Nothing to do with dioramas or the hobby at all. Galactic Empire spanning plague doctors, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I was short on the bits and boops last week, Fat Red. But what it was is I didn't have any of the oval ones. But remember, I went with the rounds because I had enough of them, so I just used what I had. And that worked out fine. It won't the next time. No, I don't have any cool goggles. Oh, Largo. I have a, well, it's actually at work now, but I have a respirator. That looks kind of mad sciencey. My laser is enclosed, so I don't need to wear goggles. I almost bought one of those open ones, but I'm in an apartment, dude, and so I had to vent it out the window. And I wasn't certain how much smoke it was going to produce, but man, am I glad that I got the enclosed one, because even enclosed, it was still took quite a bit of maneuvering to get it to where it wasn't flooding my room here with burnt wood smoke, like bad, as in, you know, you couldn't possibly stay in there for more than a minute or two without it starting to suffocate you or irritating you anyway. But I know with the open ones you have to wear those goggles. But yeah, I would never, I don't think I would ever get an open laser cutter. Maybe if I had a big garage or something like that and I wasn't going to be standing near it, but even still, that's like a huge hazard if you have other people or kids or anything around, even pets, I would imagine. Because everyone and anything within the vicinity of that thing operating would need goggles to avoid potentially going blind over time. Or even very quickly if they look at the absolute wrong spot. Yeah, I did. I finished that office. I got some other stuff at work to actually paint. But that office is long gone, long done. Tony, what's going on, Tony? How you doing tonight, man? Up in Smoke is only funny for Cheech and Chong, not the apartment. That is correct. Man, I had a time with that thing, Largo. I had these, I was thinking the fan on the back would be enough to pump it out the window. It was not. Then I got a duct, like dryer duct, and then a duct fan. And I just cut like a window template out of pink foam. And it helped a little, but not a lot. And then I realized what was going on is the smoke was just going out the window, but being pushed out of all the screw holes in the duct fan housing. So I taped up all the screw holes, and then it was just still leaking from somewhere in the duct. And it wasn't until I got completely disgusted with the whole thing, moved it where it was right next to the window, and then took the duct and everything and put it in a trash bag, like a garbage bag, and just duct tape everything together. So it was a very short distance from the unit to out the window to where I can run it now. And when I do that, and since it's been a while since I run it, I don't know if there's a hole poked in that trash bag now. But if I leave my window open and put a box fan in the window, you won't even smell the smoke. So, but that took... I didn't figure that out till I was almost done doing the Helladope crates. So I spent, weeks grinding on that with my mask on and the whole thing being just like smoked out. I just have the windows open with fans going, and it was just intolerable in my room. It's a hobby laser I have. I don't have like a really strong laser. It's just a 10 watt. It did feel like on the days where I kept running it, it felt like I had to play with the power settings a little bit. Like you have to constantly clean the lens because any smoke and residue builds up, and then it doesn't have as much power as it did. And when you have your patterns, you'll have, you can set the power for whatever percentage you want it for a cut or for a pattern. And it's a funny thing sometimes, and different woods, like it looks a little different, even if it's the same type of wood, but it's a different batch. Sometimes, some wood is a little softer, it burns a little easier, maybe moisture content, that kind of thing. But I would notice when I would run it a lot, after getting into the day, if I couldn't raise the power level anymore, I would have to sometimes slow the laser down a little bit, the movement speed, in order for it to have enough time to cut the wood. Otherwise, it would leave a bunch of parts not cut, and I'd have to go in by hand and cut it, which is majorly annoying with that many small pieces. But it did pretty good. It did well overall. I can't complain. Once I got the smoke under control, it was much better. Before that, it was just kind of like suffering through. If I had another room, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But this is in my bedroom, so not ideal. But to be honest, I never leave the laser unattended when it's running anyway, so I kind of have to stay close. If I had another room, what I probably would have done is I would have put a camera on it and sat outside the room with a camera on it, but you really should monitor that stuff when it's running closely. What's up, my dudes? What's going on, Troy? Hope you're doing well tonight. Like this one over-painted spot of acrylic that I need to let dry for this coat, but I just let it dry, John. Just let it dry. All right, I'll leave it alone. Briscoe, there you are, Briscoe. How you doing tonight, man? Very pleased with my crates. Yeah, it was cool, very cool to see how much use everyone got out of those Fat Red. I mean, those, and that was the conversation that I had with Ted and Aaron was, you know, crates, man. If we do these crates, you're gonna see them in pictures all over the place because people want to support you. The crates will look cool. There's really not, I don't know if there really are many other wooden crates floating around for 112. I'm sure there's some, but you don't really see them that much. It's usually 3D print, so just something different. Do your neighbors ever wonder why your apartment window is billowing smoke? It's not enough for it to be visible, I don't think. Maybe it is. But, I haven't had any questions so far, Largo. I'm on the second floor. Yeah. Dig Dug in sickbay. I have, for a while, I've meant to do some fancier stuff with monitors, and I just haven't, Largo. Yeah, I just haven't, but I could. Oh, you mean just printing out on paper? I'm always thinking 3D printing. Yeah, no, I haven't done a lot of that. I used to do like posters and, you know, caution signs and everything while doing dioramas for like, you know, alleyways. But I haven't really done a lot of printing with the science fiction stuff. I know it would jazz it up. I just don't really, yeah, I don't really do too much with the printer. Usually because it's out of ink. But I got some ink now. I don't know, it's a thought. Okay. What was... Oh yeah, I wanted to paint red again on... Where the heck did that go? My inkjet printer skips so much, but it's a neat effect. Yeah, Largo, you could use that as the, you know, the old interlace pattern on the older CRT monitors. I guess they probably... Do they do interlaced refreshing on LCD screens? That flicker? Probably not. Oh, you made a few long crates to go with them? Cool, cool. You know, that feels like it was so long ago that we did the crates, and I was thinking like, man, you know, said we were going to do some more, and it hasn't even been a year yet, I don't think, because it was around the time of the last DFW Joe, which was June. So for some reason, most things go by really super quick to me. Like, I'll be like, oh, I just did that project 6 months ago, and I look at the date, and it was like 4 years ago or something like that. But yeah, that actually wasn't all that long ago. So who knows? Who knows? Oh yeah, it's much better. Much better. All right, where's that pavement? Yeah, it definitely does. Tempest Fugit. Which one is that? Can't remember what that one means. It almost sounds like life is futile, but that's not it. Time is fleeting. Time flies. There we go. Time flies. Auxilium meum a domino. Little pavement. Toilet takeover, Ed. What's going on, man? That's corporate Ed right there. He's been taken over and turned into the toilet. How was your other stream, Ed? Good movie talk, cool, man. Back to the corporate. That's corporate Ed right there. Got to get you my other YouTube account right now. That's actionfig, so I can use that one. I mean, you could do either one. I don't care, Ed. Either one is fine with me, dude. From Boggy Creek. What's Radnom's favorite flicks at the moment? And Fat Red, he'll probably send it, but he had it on his IG story as well. It was the most recent IG story. Let me see. Favorite flicks. I don't really watch a lot of movies, Largo, so I tend to watch shows. Let me think. So I have been watching Wheel of Time, although I absolutely could not stand the first season of it, and the second season was marginally better. The third season is a little bit better. It's a little bit more storyline. They kind of brought it back in a little bit, but it's still But it grew on me a tiny bit. What the heck else? I watched Terra Nova, which is, I don't know, probably about 15 or 20 years old now. They had that on Amazon Prime. I just put that on not that long ago. It only had one season. It was not very good, but I generally like not very good science fiction-y shows. It's kind of like comfort food. On the religious kick again, I've been watching The Chosen, which has been great, I think, for that type of show. Better production quality, or just a better, I don't know, the show is very watchable, better than most of them. And House of David on Amazon Prime too, which was not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for Tuesday night so far, Ed, as long as nothing crazy happens, but I should be fine. Just remind me and send the link. Rewatching. Okay, so I don't know if you were here the other week, Largo, but I had noticed that they have all of Babylon 5 they just put on Amazon Prime. And I'm probably going to be watching through that next because I haven't seen that in a very long time. It just wasn't around on streaming platforms like easily. At least none of the main ones that I had. So they got the whole bit of that. And I actually, even as a guilty pleasure, because I haven't seen it in a million years, because it was nowhere, I started watching season 1 of The Apprentice. Because apparently now it's palatable to have his show back on streaming platforms, but it hasn't been for a very long time. They left it alone so long. It's funny. It's still in the CRT Square TV format. They never even reformatted it. The Ten Commandments with Charleston. Man, I haven't seen that in a long time, dude. Yeah, and Fat Red Terra Nova was cool. You know, it was cool. It was like, it was alright. The Righteous Gemstones is a dark comedy drama with Danny McBride and John Goodman as an evangelical family. Really good. Second season is amazing. Why does that sound familiar? When did that come out, Briscoe? That's gotta be... Prime cutting the budget. Yeah. Babylon 5, it's been a long time. But I just remember, Largo, when you had Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine, kind of competing with each other, sort of. But they had almost no budget for Babylon 5, but it was still a really good show. You saw the effects and stuff improve over time. Fourth and final HBO show. Okay, Briscoe. I don't think I actually have any means of seeing an HBO show. All I got right now is Prime, dude. I cut Netflix, I cut Paramount, I cut everything. Nothing. Warehouse 13, wow. Yeah, that was kind of a weird one. I've seen Stargate SG-1 so many times, dude. So many times I've watched through Stargate SG-1, I can't even tell you. Torchwood was good. I like Torchwood. I like Doctor Who. All the Doctor Who stuff. I haven't seen... You know what? When they got to the old man, I didn't like him anymore. But the more modern stuff that started with, I think it was the 9th Doctor, Eccleston or whatever, when they started the show up again. I liked him. I liked David Tennant. I liked, what was the dude? Matt something or other. And then after that, I was like, whatever. But yeah, Torchwood was cool. Fringe was weird. But the old guy was hilarious, if that's the one I'm thinking of, with the old mad scientist dude. Battlestar Galactica was wild. I really did like Battlestar Galactica as well. Eureka's okay. It's kind of fun. Kind of fun. Leverage. The first Leverage, not the redo, I actually kind of liked. What was the other one? Oh, The Librarians. That's kind of okay. You know, it's kind of in the same thing as Warehouse 13. Oh, they have, it was a very short series based off a series of books. But I noticed they put the Dresden Files on Amazon Prime. And I'm pretty sure I liked that quite a bit when I saw it, but it's been a minute. The Man in the High Castle was decent. Walter Bishop, yeah, the old dude. Yeah, he was great in that. I kind of felt like I didn't really get into Fringe as much as I wanted to. I got kind of into it. I don't think I was streaming videos. I don't remember where I watched it. But I don't think I had the ability to just binge through it, because it was one of those that if you watched an episode here or there, you would just get lost in it. You know, it's very difficult to keep track of from what I remember. New Dresden books. Cool. I didn't even realize that was still a thing, but I never read any of them. I had a friend that read them, though. Because I watched the show, and I was like, this show, some of the concepts are pretty cool, and Yeah, she was like, dude, that's because they're based off books. I'm like, okay, there you go. That will do it. The show is how you found the books. Same with The Expanse. Okay. Yeah, it's funny how that works sometimes. Like with the Lord of the Rings movies, there was a huge explosion of people reading the Lord of the Rings after those movies came out. You know what? I did watch Carnival Row Largo, but I don't know if they've only 2 seasons, maybe 3. I think it was 2 seasons. It was pretty good. I like steampunk stuff. And they kind of had the classic, like the Berg is basically like the classic kind of steampunk thing, and then the whole thing with the Fae was a bit of a twist, but I liked it. this brush has just had it, dude. Ed fell asleep. Look, Ed might be asleep. He was probably streaming all day on different platforms, and he probably worked. He usually sleeps with one eye open, though. That's what happens when you're raised down by the crick. Otherwise, the Abaguchi will snatch you up when you're not looking, so... A bowl of Cocoa Pebbles. Ed, how are you simultaneously a grumpy old man and an 8-year-old at the same time? That's what people want to know, man. Depends on what person, yeah, right. It's not grumpy. Didn't they change the pebbles? Oh man, Fruity Pebbles. I used to love Fruity Pebbles, dude. There was so much sugar in that milk, it was just ridiculous. I bet they toned down the sugar from the 80s, man. There was a lot of sugar in that stuff. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. Alrighty. What do we got? Never been a cold cereal person. They aren't Pebbles anymore. They're like Rice Krispies. I don't know, man. It's been so long. Little different, still good. Just can't stop changing stuff. The off-brand, right? I haven't eaten cold cereal in a very long time. Man, shoot, do I even remember? Let me look. It's the Figma link. That's that Figma link, the one that was really, really popular about 10 years ago. 11 years ago. This dude. I have no idea where the shield went. I lost that probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. It's around here somewhere. Probably fell behind one of my shelves. This was a great figure when it came out, though. Twilight Princess version. Cool. Nice. I think I said last week I said I've been playing through A Link to the Past. So I never really got into... I liked Zelda. A Link to the Past is my favorite one, pretty much. When they went 3D, I stopped playing them. I did play Ocarina of Time a little bit. But I don't know. I was kind of weird like that. I didn't really like a lot of games when they went 3D. I tried to hang on to that top-down, 3/4 perspective in gaming for a long time. You know what? No, I shouldn't do that. Let's do this again. Your favorite Link fig? Nice. Yeah, it's an excellent figure. He's been kind of... I mean, I don't know if... In a way, he was like my channel mascot for a long time. He was in all of my original... A lot of my original photos from back in 2014, 2015. Probably Ocarina of Time. Shouldn't have done that. No, we're gonna wait. I guess we can do this. Yeah, Briscoe. I switched mainly to PC gaming for a long time. SNES, Sega Genesis, and then I went straight to PC gaming. I had a Sega CD and I had a Sega Saturn, was probably the newest generation system that I had back then. I never had a PlayStation 1, although I got one later. Didn't really play much N64, although I got one later. I did get a PlayStation 2, But as far as like the console that really brought me back at all the console gaming was the Xbox 360, because it had Xbox Live, you know, before they had the PlayStation Network, and being able to play multiplayer with some friends from work and that kind of thing was really what brought me back onto console. And that was Gears of War we were mostly playing, and then like maybe some Halo Reach, Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. Although 1 was the funnest in my opinion online. Although some of the later ones, like the zombie wave stuff, that was kind of cool. That sounds interesting, Fat Red. The original Zelda on NES is good. Zelda, The Legend of Zelda. Now, the second one on NES, Link's Adventure, I could not stand that game. That game was brutal. Never got very far in it. I mean, I suppose maybe I could try playing it again as an adult, but I don't know if I want the frustration. Cold spaghetti or fried chicken and leftovers. Okay. Breakfast of Champions. Bagels and cream cheese is amazing. With a side of bacon, that sounds pretty good. I used to love everything bagels with cream cheese. Cold fried chicken's okay, but it's just nicer warm or hot. Cold pizza's good. think we're going to take a look at what we have so far. Maybe it'll help me make a few color decisions. Hopefully none of the paint rubs off onto other parts, but if it does, it does. See if we can get the old T-cam doing something here. Gone shopping before Passover? Yeah. Cream cheese, but no bagels. Toast it's tolerable. English muffins are not bad with cream cheese. More carnivore diet, yeah. Alright, so you've pretty much seen this already. I think this little red box down here was a good move. I'm liking the blue on the display. We'll get those painted up probably the same as these right here. I guess this whole back wall has to be white, I guess. Although I suppose I could make it could be gray. The back wall could be white, the side wall could be gray. I don't know, we'll see. This thing that I didn't think I was, couldn't figure out what to do with it first, I actually really like there. It's just quirky. I'm digging it. Teal is interesting. Teal, that's very Deep Space Nine, Largo. That makes me think of Dr. Bashir's uniform. Dr. Deadpool, that's not a good thing. Okay. So I'm trying to think. I need to do these some kind of color. At least the buttons. Buttons could be red and green. Well, maybe not green. That's too Christmas. We already have yellow here. Here. I'll probably put some yellows on these because yellow almost always looks good contrasted with red. I don't know. I feel like these would look good yellow, but they actually look okay white. Oh, I know. Maybe something minty. Yeah, something minty. Let me see what I got that's like a mint color. Maybe something like this. This is patina. This one is Calypso Sky. No, I don't think so. I think patina might be a little bit closer to what I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll take a look. Thank you, Ed. This is truly a random diorama. Yeah, Largo, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe some pastels might work. Thin Mint Pop-Tarts are amazing, by the way. That's a random comment. I've never had those. It's been a minute since I had a Pop-Tart, actually. s'mores Pop-Tarts. Wow. Limited edition Girl Scout cookies Pop-Tarts. What the heck? Huh. Interesting. Michael Dumas, what's up, man? Yeah, Ed's being a chameleon. He's under contractual obligations to Travis to sport the corporate name. Possible Sasquatch incoming, eh? Both, Largo, both. This brush, man, it was a great brush, but no longer. It's one of those brushes that was in a pack, and I can't find a brush exactly like it again. It has bristles that are similar to a makeup brush. Unfortunately, it has definitely reached the end of its lifespan. But I don't know, it's been hanging on for a minute now. I've had that brush for quite some time. Okay, guys, well, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. Been going for 1 hour and 58 minutes and about 30 seconds, so not too bad for a late start night. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We had a bunch of people pop through tonight that haven't been here in a while. Nice to see you hanging around Largo and chit-chatting with us. And special shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you guys very much for keeping me in snacks. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and a week. And a happy Easter. And I hope to see you probably next Friday. Oh, and on Tuesday night, and I think it is 8 p.m. Eastern, but you can correct me on that, Ed. I more than likely, definitely intend to be on Ed and Travis's Toy Elite show, where we're going to talk about some dioramas. I just offered to Ed if he wanted someone to just chit-chat with about some dioramas, that I would jump on there with him for a bit. So it sounds like a fun conversation. Hope to see you guys there, and everyone, take care. 9:05 Eastern. Gotcha. There you go.